Hey art friends, welcome to today's how-to. Today we'll be learning how to draw Vampire Minnie Mouse.
First, let's get started by coming up towards the top portion of our page, and we're going to draw a nice big oval shape in the center for her bow. To the right of this on the top, we're going to curve this line over and then out towards the side. And now moving over towards the left, we're going to bring this up a little bit higher, curving this up and over. On the bottom now on the right hand side, we're going to arch this over and then out. And then on the left hand side, we're going to start at the bottom again, curving this up and over. On our right hand side now, starting at that point, we're going to curve this line in and then back out. And now starting at that point again, we're going to curve this further in and then connecting that in the corner on the bottom. Over on the top left hand side now, we're going to start at that point, curving this around and then in. Starting at that point again, we're going to arch this around and then up. And then one last time, we're just going to start at that point, curving this around and then in. On either side now, we're going to draw two curved lines that arch out towards the side. Now let's move directly down, and in the middle, we're going to draw in a small oval shape for the nose. In the center of this, we're going to draw an even smaller oval shape for the highlight. Moving up above this now, we're going to draw in a small arch line where the eyes will sit above. Moving up above on the right hand side, we're going to draw a nice big oval shape for our right eye. And then moving over towards the left, we'll replicate that. In the corner of both eyes now, we're going to draw an even smaller oval shape. On the side, on the top, we're going to draw three curved lines for the eyelashes as we come down. And we're going to replicate this as we flip over towards the left-hand side. Moving lower now for our mouth, on the left-hand side, we're going to draw a small arch line. And now coming over towards the right-hand side, we'll replicate that. Starting on the left-hand side, we're going to draw a curved line from left to right, bringing that over. We're going to draw some fangs in here now. So on the left hand side, we're going to draw a small triangle. And we'll do the same thing over on the right. Moving underneath this now, we're going to draw in an arch line, bringing that up and over on the right. In the middle, we're going to curve this up and over for the tongue. And then starting just above that, we're going to curve that back over towards the right. Now moving underneath this, we're going to draw another arch line, curving this around and up for the chin. On the left hand side now, starting on the top, we're going to curve this line around and then in towards the middle. And we'll replicate the same thing on the right hand side. In the middle now, we're going to start at the top there, arching this around and then in. And now starting at that point, we're going to curve this back up and over. Starting on the left hand side, we're going to curve this all the way around, connecting this over and in. On the right hand side first, we're going to come up and curve this line around and then out for the shoulder. And then again, moving further up, we're going to curve this over and then back down. Now from here, we can close this off by drawing a curved line that arches around and then in towards that point. Starting over on the left hand side now, for the side of the face, we're going to curve this line around and then in towards the cheek. And then we'll do the same thing as we come over on the right hand side. Now for our ears, on the right hand side, we're going to curve this circle all the way around and then up towards the top of the bow. And then moving over towards the left, we'll replicate that. So we're going to curve this line all the way around, bringing that over and in towards the side of the face. Let's start with our right hand first. So moving further up on a diagonal here, for our thumb, we're going to curve this line around and then in. For our first finger, starting on this line, we're going to bring this line up, down, curving that back around and in. For our second finger, we're going to curve this down, around, and then back up. And then lastly, we're going to start underneath this, curving this down towards the bottom, arching this around and back in. Moving in towards the middle now, we're going to curve a small line that comes around towards the thumb. And then moving over towards the right of that, we're going to arch this line over and out towards the pinky. Moving down on a diagonal now, we're going to draw in our left hand. So for our thumb, again, we're going to curve this around, bringing this over and then in. Starting at that line there, we're going to bring this up, across, and then curving this around and in. For our second finger, we're going to start in the middle here, curving this over, arching this around and back in. And then one last time for our pinky, we're going to curve this out, arching that around and then back up. Now for the middle of our hand, starting underneath the thumb, we're going to curve this around and then in towards the middle. And then moving over towards the left of that, we're going to curve this around and then back up. Moving over towards the right hand side now, we're going to draw a small curved line that arches up. And then we'll do the same thing as we come over on the left. Now from here, we're going to arch this line in towards our thumb. And then we're going to continue to curve this around and in towards the side of the face. Moving over towards the left hand side now, we'll replicate that, arching this around and then in. Moving in towards the center here, we're going to draw a small circle. And now around this circle, we're going to draw some points as we come out. So we're going to draw some small triangle shapes as we come all the way around in this pattern, coming all the way around in a circle. Now on the left-hand side of this, we're going to curve this line up towards our thumb. And we'll do the same thing over on the right, arching this up and then over. On the top here now, in this corner, we're going to curve this line around and then in towards our thumb. And then moving underneath this, we're going to curve this in towards the cheek. Moving over towards the left-hand side, we're going to arch this line all the way around and then in towards our cheek as well. And then now from here, we're just going to draw a small line to close that off. Let's focus on our right arm first. So we're going to draw a small curved line underneath our hand, bringing that up. Moving over towards the middle now on the thumb, we're going to curve this line around and then down. Underneath here now for our arm, we're going to bring our line in and then across and in towards the middle. Now from here on the left-hand side, we're going to draw a small curved line that arches around and then up. For underneath our hand here now, we're going to curve this line around and then in. And then starting directly underneath that again, we're going to curve this line around, connecting that at that point there. On the right-hand side for the torso, we're going to draw a small curved line that arches out. And then now from here, we're going to connect this by curving this all the way around and then bringing that up and over on the left. To the right of this now for the skirt, we're going to bring this around and then in. And then over on the left, we're going to curve this around and then in as well. In the middle, we're going to draw a small curved line that arches out. And now from here, we're going to be a little bit wavy with this. We're going to dip this up and then down and then back up. And then now from here, at this point here, we're going to connect this by curving this line around and then in. Moving over towards the right, we're going to curve this line up. And then we're going to curve this line in towards the top. Moving further over, we're going to curve this line up and then curving this back in towards the middle. Now we're going to bring this line up towards the top again, curving this back in. One more time, we're going to curve this out and then in. And then one last time, even smaller, curving this out and then back in. Now let's draw in our legs underneath. So starting on the right hand side, we're going to draw two small diagonal lines that come out and in towards the middle. Moving further over now, we're going to draw a small curved line that arches in. Bending the knee on the top now, we're going to bring this line down and then across and in towards the middle. And now behind this, we're going to curve another small line that comes out. To draw our shoe now, on the top, we're going to draw a curved line that comes around and then in at a point. And then we'll replicate that underneath, curving this all the way around and then connecting that at a point as well. Moving further up now, we're going to curve this all the way around, bringing that down and in towards the middle. And then moving underneath, we're going to curve this all the way around, connecting that at the point on the top. For our shoe behind now, we're going to draw a small curved line that arches up. And then now from here, we're going to bring this all the way around and then out towards the right. Starting at that point again, we're going to curve this over and up towards the top. Behind this now, we're going to draw a small curved line. Following this through behind the leg, we're going to curve this down and in towards the bottom. From here, we're going to draw a small curved line that arches out, and then we're going to curve this down. And then now from here, we're just going to close this off with a curved line from the top, bringing this all the way over and in towards the bottom. Now for the heel, we're going to bring a straight line that comes down, and then we're going to bring this across and in towards our shoe. Lastly, we're just going to draw in the cloak behind. So on the right hand side, we're going to draw a curved line that arches all the way around and then in. And then starting at that point, we're going to curve this up and in towards the top. Now from here, coming in behind, we're going to close this off by curving this around and then in towards the middle. Moving over towards the left hand side now, starting underneath our wrist here, we're going to curve this out and then in at a point. And then starting at that point, we're going to curve this up and in towards our arm. Starting on the left hand side, we're going to curve this up and then down. And now starting at that point, we're going to curve that up and then back in towards our skirt. And that is it. That's how you draw a vampire Minnie Mouse. You can pause the video and color it the way that I have done, or you can change your colors up if you'd like. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for joining me on today's tutorial, and I'll see you all on the next one.